A Study in Scarlet, Part 1, Chapter 5. After Holmes leaves for his concert, Watson tries to rest but is too agitated by the day's strange events. He can't stop thinking about the murdered man's sinister expression and the many unanswered questions about his death. Holmes returns late in an excellent mood, musing about Darwin's theory on the origins of music stirring primal memories in the soul. Watson admits the case has shaken him more than his harrowing experiences in Afghanistan. Holmes shows Watson an evening newspaper that omits the detail about the woman's wedding ring found at the scene. Holmes reveals he placed an ad in the paper that morning saying the ring was found on Brixton Road and to contact Watson at their Baker Street address to claim it. When Watson objects that he doesn't have the ring to return, Holmes gives him a duplicate. Holmes is certain the killer, after realizing he lost the ring at the crime scene, will be desperate to retrieve it without arousing police suspicion, so he will jump at the chance when he sees the newspaper ad. Watson cleans and loads his revolver in preparation for the visitor Holmes anticipates within the hour. As they wait, Holmes examines an old Latin book on international law he bought at a stall and speculates about the 17th century lawyer who once owned it based on notes in the flyleaf. The doorbell rings, and they hear someone slowly ascend the 17 steps to their flat. To their surprise, instead of a violent criminal, an old woman enters, dazzled and blinking at the lights. The woman claims the ring belongs to her daughter Sally, recently married to a ship steward, who would be furious to find her without it, especially when he's drinking. She gives an address on Houndsditch as her residence. Holmes objects that Houndsditch is in the opposite direction of where the ring was allegedly found near Brixton Road. Under questioning, the woman provides a different address for Sally in Peckham. Watson returns the duplicate ring to get her to leave. As soon as she departs, Holmes grabs his coat and rushes out to follow her, believing the woman is an accomplice who will lead him to the killer. Watson waits up late for Holmes to return, unable to sleep without knowing what happened. Around midnight, Holmes enters looking disappointed, but then bursts out laughing. He explains the woman hailed a cab that he pursued to 13 Duncan Street, her original address. When Holmes arrived, the cabby was frantically searching his empty cab. There was no trace of the old woman, and no one by the name she gave resided at that address. Watson is astonished the apparently feeble old woman could escape a moving cab unseen. Holmes says they were fools to be deceived. The woman was clearly a young, agile man, and a masterful actor who realized he was being followed and tricked them. The killer is more formidable than Holmes imagined, with clever friends willing to help him. Holmes urges the exhausted Watson to go to bed. After Watson retires, he hears Holmes playing mournful tunes on his violin late into the night, still pondering the growing mystery.